Hello! On this lesson, we're going to begin working on our illustration in Adobe Illustrator. So first thing we have to do when creating an illustration like this is, before everything, we have to find a reference image that will help us create our illustration of the elephant, even though we don't feel comfortable drawing or we think we don't have the skills to make a drawing like this. We can easily do it if we know how to. So the first thing we're going to do is find an image that you like. So a great site for this is Freepik.com, and in here you can type elephant photo because we're going to do an elephant, but you could type whatever animal you think you want to do for this course. You can try another animal or maybe a person, and the same concepts that I'm going to show you here, you can apply them on those illustrations. So in here, one thing or one tip that I would give to you is that you select the photo that has a lot of detail, so you really know how the elephant would work. And once you feel that you have found a photo that you think would work for you, for example maybe this one, or you can spend some time here looking for the photos that you want. So once you've done that, you can download the image and then go back to Illustrator. It really doesn't matter the size of your canvas, so just make sure that you pick an RGB mode color and then pick a size that is big enough, because we can always resize the artwork. So we're going to press Ctrl+Shift+P on our keyboard to place, or you can also access it here by going File, Place, here, Shift Ctrl+P. So once you do that, this window would appear, and here you can have your photo that you just downloaded from Freepik. And then once you have selected, just go here in Illustrator and make a click. That way you can bring your Illustrator. And I want to scale it because I think it's pretty small. So what I'm going to do is, while pressing Shift, I'm going to drag one of the corners to make it bigger. And I press Shift because I want the image to scale proportionally. So it's very important that you press Shift. And then we're going to make it kind of big. And to pan around my canvas, I always press my spacebar and drag a little bit. So we're going to place the image of the elephant around here. I think this is a good size, but we can always make it bigger. And to zoom out in your canvas, you can press Ctrl-, and to zoom in, Ctrl+. So I'm gonna make this one a little bit bigger by pressing Shift, Okay. And now that I have it where I want it, I can leave it there. So right now, as you can see, I can select it, and that is not what I want, because I want to see the image, but I don't want to be able to touch it if I by accident move it. So what I'm going to do is go here to my layers, and if you don't see this window for whatever reason, you can go here to Window, Layers, or press F7 on your keyboard. And once you are here, you could lock the layer and then you wouldn't have that problem. But there is also a more efficient way in which you can dim this image to have it only as a reference. So you're going to double click here right next where the layer 1 it says, here on this little square, and when you do that, a window like this should appear. There's the layer options, and here you can name your layer or change the color. But what we want is click here on the template to make it a template, and here you can tell it, okay, dim your image, so you can select a percentage here and then hit OK. Once you've done that, you can see that it has already locked your layer, so now you cannot accidentally move it or draw on this layer, and also the image is now dim, so we can still see it, but it's not as bright as it was. So this is what I actually want. So that's it for this lesson. On the next one, we're going to keep working on the elephant and create our illustration.